You have to get clear idea about why and how. Why this opportunity or this work will succeed. How can we progress this model? The two questions you have to
బాబాయ్
answer.
ఈ నా కొడుకు తిండి
Okay.
మామూలు తింగడు, కుక్కని తింగినట్టు తింటాడు. ఎరా నువ్వు
Okay. Now build your team. That is essential. And three major questions. First, who to involve? Okay. And activity sheet you have to frame. In this case, building a team around the
లంగా
opportunity.
తెంగమంటావా? నీ మట్టుతో నా పోకు పచ్చడి చెయ్యి. నీ అమ్మ తెంగేదాకా పువ్వులు గులాకట్లేదుగా. కూర్చో. ఎక్కడ? రెడ్ లైట్ ఏరియానా?
Okay. So in this case, highlighting parameter. Why we have to build our
ఆడ పెద్ద మాట నాకు తెలుసు. ఏంటి ఈ మట్టగా నేనే కొంచెం
okay. Okay, let us proceed with our prototyping idea. Okay. In this case, why should I prototype it? Okay. Why I have to move on for a prototyping? Service users, delivers, commissioners, relevant community organizations. So these highlighting parameters are for next level. If we are preparing a prototype and if we are ready for startup, we have to submit our proposed model or idea to MSME, and MSME will consider our work and they will release fund. And with fund, we are going to the next level planning a business model, and through business model number of products are to be manufactured, and after manufacturing it should be commercialized. This is the step by step process. Okay, so in this case, building your team, that is the main focus. Team. Okay. Map existing services. So we have to correlate our idea uh, in terms of location, people, and geographic zones. Okay. Whether fast zone need electronic service or urban area need irrigation based services. Likewise, we have to consolidate our prototyping idea, and based on location, we have to give service for our expected. Okay. And choose a location to test. So we have to identify the proper zone for our testing our prototyping idea. Okay. Identify target users. That is essential. Okay. As uh, basically our idea should be from academic based, and academic based idea can be applicable to both student community and public users. Okay. And in this case, make the most of the trusted links that are already established across communities and within network. You will not always be the right person to establish those relationships. Okay. So the thing is, identify proper user. That is essential. And then generate more ideas. Is the next phase. Okay. Next phase is before you start to prototype your idea, you need to prove the concept. That is essential. So far, we are discussing about ideas, creativity, innovation, and refining our ideas, optimizing our ideas, and after picking up the correct idea, we are planning for executing models, prototyping model, minimum of 3 models, and the positivity and negativity of the individual prototyping idea will give an exact picture about how we are going to convert it into product or taking into commercialization, or how we are going to get fund from that prototyping. Okay, so far we have crossed these ideas. Now our objective is that our concept is perfect, or our concept or our idea or our creativity is a proven technique. Okay, whether it is approvable, that we have to consider. So how can we consider that? Only through testing, only through having a proper team. In this case, building a specification. That is essential. So in market, there might be a number of products. Okay, let us come to considering textiles. Okay, we can purchase t-shirts for 100 rupees or 400 rupees or 2000 rupees or 4000 rupees. So what might be the difference? The difference might be specification. Okay. Uh, uh, in another term, we can consider that the material cloth might be cotton, but if the same material is printed with Adidas symbol, and then the value might be varying. What might be the reason behind the change in price? Only through, as Adidas have already got ownership, as their business model is approved. They have validation for 20 years as their IPR, the emblem. Adidas emblem has right for 20 years, and they have all authority to increase or vary the prices. But the material might be similar. We can get the material for 200 rupees or 200 rupees without the printed symbol. So in similar way, whatever work we are going to execute, whatever model, whatever projects evolving out of research from our academic labs, we should uh, try to patent it. Okay, we should try to get ownership, and the ownership ideology might uh, get strengthened based on our usage of best specifications. Okay, that is essential. Even though we might be framing prototype with basic level equipments or basic level materials, uh, our authorized patent will get strengthened, and after getting patent, we can vary the material and we can market it. So in this case, when we were moving into prototype, the 3 important parameters were test the prototypes with users. Okay, then feedback, getting proper feedback, and then evaluate the test and feedback, create set of prototypes. So as already mentioned, we have to create number of prototyping and even refining prototype. Okay. Now the next phase is create a set of prototypes. As in the previous slide, we have highlighted how to create a set of prototypes. Here, the important tip is you could think about involving other support at this stage to help you create the prototypes. A designer, for example, might be very helpful. So, one of the important parameters. Okay, apart from apart from institutional research, you can get external support from industrial sector or from various organization through signing MOU. Okay, their model or their ideas, their design ideology might strengthen your prototyping. Okay, some of the fundamental prototyping ideas have been highlighted in this image. Where whatever we are thinking, first of all, we have to uh, bring it in paper as flowcharts or diagrams, images. Okay, easy way of communication we should highlight. And after uh, highlighting all parameters, we should get an best expert opinion. Okay, after getting expert opinion, we should move on to framing prototyping ideas. Okay, and prototyping ideas should not be confined with single model. Prototyping should be carried out with two, three, or four models. Okay. Test and get feedback, and that is essential. Okay. Testing plan, active. You have to frame activity sheet and uh, methods in which way you are evaluating. Okay, you are testing the prototype and in which model you are getting feedback. That is essential. Okay. Here, highlighting parameters are make sure to capture the feedback from stakeholders in a way that is easy to analyze and use. You don't always need to facilitate a large testing event to make this work. So, uh, keep in mind the two highlighting parameters. Okay, you no need to test a vast sector. Okay, you have to confine it to a crisp highlighting point. Okay, and whom you are getting feedback is essential. Okay, uh, whom your product is to be taken, that is essential. So uh, in this slide, two important highlighting parameters were stakeholders and the testing area, that is essential. Okay. So, process is evaluation. In this stage, don't take too long over this. The first phase of testing should feel rapid. So rapid in the sense it should be faster. Okay, whatever might be evaluation or feedback or refining ideas or strengthening your model, whatever might be, should be faster, should be rapid. Okay, now this is before you move from phase 1 to phase 2, you need to know whether you have enough information to live prototype. Okay, so in the previous model, in previous phase, we come to a conclusion that our prototyping evaluation or getting feedback should be from a proper authorized person or proper testing zone, and then it should be faster, rapid. In this phase, in second phase, you are ready to live prototype. Okay. So live model you are going to analyze. In this case, six highlighting parameters are essential. Okay, first one, have a clear and complete specification of an idea. As already mentioned, Adidas we have given an example. Specification is essential. Okay. But in initial stage, clay model is also acceptable, paper model is also acceptable, but when you are going to higher level or next level, you have to come up with defined specification. That is essential. Uh, for this, we can highlight that in IIT Madras, 6 lakhs GGBS houses have been constructed. Ground granulated blast furnace houses have been, two-floored houses have been constructed in 6 lakh. Okay, so specification is essential when you are moving into next level prototyping. Okay, second point is have the resource, capacity, and time to facilitate a live test. That is essential. Third one, have answered most of your original questions. So you have to frame questions, evaluate in previous phase one, and whether all those questions have been answered or not, it should be verified in phase two prototyping. Okay. Fourth one, fifth one, have senior buy-in and agreement from key stakeholders. Okay, so you should get external support from senior position, senior persons. Okay, and understand the sustainability and business model. So sustainability is essential. Your prototyping might be good, but when considering the sustainability for next 5 years, uh, the prediction might be from a senior end. So you can get opinions, suggestions from seniors who are existing in the particular field. Okay. Prototyping phase two. In this case, testing the specification. So step by step, we are considering the framing of model. In this case, the specification should be evaluated. Okay. Live prototyping planning. The important tip in planning, live planning is when live testing with real people, it is really important that your communication is clear and open. Okay. Tell people what you are testing. Okay. Then why and for how long, and don't make false promises. Okay. You are learning as you go, and there is no guarantee that what you are testing will be a success. Important highlighting parameter while going for live prototyping plan. Okay. The thing is, you have to uh, evaluate with live people, considering whether you are selling a battery or you are selling a apartment building. Your customer might be a person who is ready to get house. Okay, so you should uh, deal with real customers. That is essential. Then communication should be clear and no false promises should be given, and testing shown should be confirmed. Okay, so these are the highlighting parameters for getting success. Prototyping planning. Uh, so you should have a clear assessment chart. That is essential. Okay. Uh, what is the progress of your work should be tabulated. Okay. Iterate as you prototype. Okay. So before going into prototyping, as so far we have crossed step by step phases, and two phase of prototyping is completed. Now you have to have a clear idea, that is iterate. It is now you are in a position that you are having two or three models, and with the three models, how you are going to convert it into business plan and business model. Whether initially you are going for a business model, or you are going to publish it in journals, or you are going to publish it to the patent office, and after getting patent you are going for an MOU with the uh, market or industry who are leading in your particular prototyping model, and after having a collaboration with the external business team, you have to uh, uh, move forward for MSME funding, and definitely you will get fund with if you are having a clear academic or research prototype model, and after getting fund, uh, your business collaborator will support you in executing your model for commercialization. Okay, so this is all about iterate. Iterate is clear picture or process or progress sheet, or is that is how you are going to take your work to the next level. Okay, now evaluate against original testing plan. Okay. In this case, make sure along the way you have captured insights in a structured way. That is essential. Okay. As the previous slide, iterate, clear plan should be there, and in this case, clear structure should be there. No variations in your execution should be followed. Okay, then it will make this stage a lot easier. Then don't worry if the prototype hasn't worked or if a decision is made not to pursue it. The point of prototyping is to learn about what works and what does not. So uh, be clear that after creating three prototyping models, you should be in a position to accept whatever the uh, possibility might be. Whether your business model will directly move on to getting fund or not, whatever might be, you should accept the expectations. Okay. The thing is, you should have a clear idea about your prototype model, and even after testing or evaluating, you can even refine your prototyping idea with some other additional adding features. Okay, now let us have a clear idea about different things what we have to test. Okay. In this case, a referral pathway, supporting tools, meetup location, meetup agenda, size of groups. These are the key parameters which will enhance your prototyping model for startups. Okay, so referral is essential. Who will refer? An industrial expert who is leading in market uh, relevant to your product might be your referral. And supporting tools. What are the recent tools they are using? And you should be competent enough to uh, access with that tool. Okay. And then meetup location, that is collaboration, meetup agenda, and then size of group. Collaboration team should be strengthened for considering your academic prototype. Okay. Final prototyping team. Okay. When sharing your work with the decision makers, ensure you are, you are having answers to the following questions. So, four questions. How has prototyping helped shape this product, okay, service, and ensure it is fit for purpose? First question. And what is the demonstrable value of this new product service? So whether it is acceptable in the market, that is the question. And third question, how can it go from a prototype to a functioning product service? How the prototype will be converted to product is the big question in this case. How can it go from prototype to a functioning product or service? Uh, the answer for this question is only through getting ownership. Okay. Fourth one, who are the partners? What is the cost? Where is the revenue? So, answer for this question is you have to collaborate or sign MOU with industrial experts, and then you have to frame proposal, and then you have to submit it to MSME for funding, and based on your total capital value, you will get fund, and after getting fund, it can be the prototyping model can be converted into startups. So in this case, run small live prototype, get regular feedback. Once again, getting feedback is essential. Then evaluate service impact is essential. Okay. Evaluating and enterprise. In this case, create a business case, measure the impact. Two important parameter as we are aware in the earlier slides. Our final outcome might be create business model. Okay. Earlier, we are focusing on only preparing prototype, and then our idea is converting our prototype into startups, and startup will be carried out only through creating business model. So, without collaborating or without getting fund from MSME, we cannot convert our product into startups. So, the thing is, we should frame a business model, and we have to measure the impacts in each and every step after getting fund. So the thing is, if we have prototype, then we can convert it into idea, proposal model, and if we have clear proposal model, and anyone in market is ready to uh, analyze the impact, and they are willing, or they will be ready to get fund from our prototyping idea. Okay, this is the uh, shortcut or easy way for bringing startup ideas. Okay. And final outcome is creating business plan. In this case, consider what information you need to communicate, which is critical to the business model, and don't try and squeeze everything into final plan. So you you should not consolidate everything in business model. Okay, don't give all your ideas to business models alone. Prototyping, refining prototyping is essential in giving over your model to business practice. And with this, we can come to the conclusion. The final thing is ownership, funding, liability, referral. These are essential parameters. Okay. Without funding, we cannot commercialize our work. So, without referral, we cannot get collaboration. And without liability, we cannot execute our work. And without getting patent, we will not be the owner of our prototyping idea. So, all the parameters need collaborators. We have to get patent, and we have to submit proposal and to get fund, and then we can move on to startup. Okay, and this is all about the idea of converting our prototype into startup. Okay, and with this, I would like to conclude our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this webinar to all dignitaries participated here. I would like to thank our resource person who honored this webinar with his inspirational thoughts. Once again, I thanks one and all present here. Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
Sir, is there are any organizations to support, means to do testings on our experimentation, chemical experiments? There are any organizations, sir, to do experiments by funding?
Okay, you do one thing. Google search touch National Innovation Policy Startup. Okay, NI National Innovation Startup Policy, NISP. Go to
Yes,
this
sir.
website. You will get a clear idea about how to execute your work. Okay,
Thank you, sir.
thank you. Any other questions? Questions are welcome. So finally, NISP. Okay, Google search National Innovation Startup Policy. And whatever we have discussed in this webinar, all the parameters are highlighted in NISP website. Okay. So with this, we shall conclude our webinar. Thank you so much.